Evening everyone, or for some of you it'll be morning watching this. It's day 44 of the Learning to Love Me mission, and I'm here in Los Angeles this time. Last time I spoke to you was in Yosemite, and since then I've travelled down the coast, stopping off in a few places to end up in Los Angeles. Went out to Vegas, did a few days there, and now I'm back in Los Angeles before I head off to Kansas to see a really good friend there. Today is an interesting day for a couple of reasons. 5 years ago today, Amy Winehouse died. So RIP Amy Winehouse, that was a big day, but more importantly and significantly for me, or rather it would have been my 5-year wedding anniversary, and I've put off talking about my ex, and I've put off talking about my relationship breakdown last year, because I've kind of wanted to give off this perception that I've got all my shit together about that. And I'm not going to talk about it today in this video, because I don't feel like I'm ready to, and I don't feel I've got my thoughts together about it. But I kind of just want to go on record to say that the last 12 months since separating from my ex has been a really tough time for me, but I've done a lot of reflection on kind of the part that I played in how that relationship came to an end, I guess. And there's two things that I'm going to blog about in a written blog. I'm not going to do it as a video blog, but there's two things that I'm going to write about, and one of them is the amount of expectation that we put on our partners in a relationship. Like, we expect them to be our best friend, we expect them to be our counsellors, we expect them to be our lovers, we expect all these things of them. The list goes on, and it's just the question that I've thought up in the last 12 months is that realistic to expect all that from one person? I'm not sure. And the second part is the responsibility that we take for our own stuff in a relationship. And I know that I can look back on my relationship and hold my hands up and say that at times it was my shit that I was dealing with, but I somehow wanted the other person to pick it up and be responsible for it. So a couple of themes there, but I wanted to mark today and recognise that it is my wedding anniversary, or would have been, and that's a significant day for me. You know, when you suffer a heartbreak, not only do you lose a lover and a partner, you lose in many cases a best friend. And today I've had a chilled out day, I've had a chilled out time, but I've been reflecting a lot and thinking, yeah, actually I really do miss my best friend. But you know, life goes on, and generally speaking, mood's good, actually. California seems to do a positive thing to me. It seems to lift my spirits up. I've not had a crashing low since the last video I did, actually. I've not had those dark clouds come in. If anything, I've kind of felt quite neutral, which is a strange place to be, because before it was like walking a tightrope, and it's like you don't want your mood to crash. So if you're feeling happy or feeling neutral, I was thinking, shit, I don't want this to end like any kind of like looking down, thinking, oh no, I don't want to go there again, I don't want to fall into the depths. I don't feel like that anymore. I feel like just like I'm okay, like I'm just getting through life. So I'm here where I'm sat right now, is in a good friend's apartment who's put me up for a few days. One of the kindest people I know. I met last year in Spain, and he said, if ever you're in LA, you know, come and stay with me, and there's a group of friends out here, we'll look after you. And they've done exactly that. I've been spoiled. So the one thing I would say about travel is that you get to meet some amazing people who are on similar journeys to you, or have similar kind of outlook on life. So there's one thing you know, I'm really grateful for, is that I'm having this opportunity to travel, see the amazing things that I'm seeing, and be around the amazing people that I'm around. So that's good. Like I say, mood's high. But one thing that struck me, like kind of like I knew it anyway, but it's like a lightning cord recently, is up until a year ago, my entire life has been built up around a concern about what other people think about me. So as a kid, I knew that I wanted to be the perfect son, the perfect grandson, the perfect brother, and I mastered the art of what do I need to be the perfect X? And at school, I was a teacher's pet, so I was like, what do I need to do to be the perfect pupil? And then at work, it's like, what do I need to be the perfect this? What do I need to be the perfect that? And that's one way to live your life. But when you go around your life kind of making all of your decisions based on what other people will think, which is essentially what I did, when everything's taken away from you, like it was from me last year, you know, my relationship, my career, my home, you suddenly realize that you can't make decisions for yourself without looking externally. So the challenge that I'm having, and I guess the whole kind of learning to love me thing, was about developing a relationship with myself, and learning to accept all parts of me. But the reality is, I don't know what those parts are. And I think I've tried to project over the last 12 months this really kind of like image of, I've got my stuff together, I know what I'm doing, I'm traveling, it's all very considered. But another thing that I wanted to air in this video is that I have not got a fucking clue what I want to do. I know I like travel. I know I love working with people. I know I love having really deep conversations. I know I'm really introspective. I know I want to help people to help themselves to lead better lives or more fulfilled lives. So there's all these things, but genuinely, like, I'm thinking when I get back in September, no idea. Absolutely no idea. And it's my birthday soon, so I'm 32, and I've literally no idea. I've no idea, you know, I'm doing my study, I know I'm going to do my qualification, so that's one thing, that's like the one centre. But somebody said to me the other day, like, there's three pillars of your life. There's your work, your relationship, and your home. And actually, they feed into each other. So, you know, where you live ultimately depends on, you know, what job you have potentially and who you're in a relationship with. Or what job you're in depends on where you live. Or what relationship in, you know, depends on where you get it. They're all intertwined. But when all three are up for grabs, you know, when all three are completely untethered, it's like, I don't know. So it's kind of like you've got this situation where nothing's tethering you to give you guidance, and I don't have a strong sense of myself to know what I even like. You know, I'm out here at the moment and I'm trying new foods, I'm trying new experiences, and I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zone, and I'm going, well, I think I like that. But the old Adam wouldn't have liked that. So do I like it, or is it just an act of rebellion? Is it I don't know. I don't know. So I guess that's the theme of this video, is just to kind of share with you my not having a clueness. But I'm okay with it, strangely. I'm not trying to overthink it. I'm just trying to enjoy the moments while I'm out here, spending time with the people that I'm spending time with, and not trying to get too hung up about it. There are squirreling thoughts, they still come into my mind about, you shit, you should have your stuff together by now, but it seems that I'm able to manage them better. It seems that I'm able to kind of just go, no, you don't need to do that to yourself right now. Just get back into the moment and enjoy what you're enjoying, because that's what you're here to do. So, yeah, I guess the thing is that I want to be able to find my own voice. I want to be able to find my own compass, so that I can go, yes, Adam likes that. No, Adam doesn't like that. Adam wants to do this. Adam doesn't want to do that. But at the moment, it's like, it's so new, because genuinely up until a year ago, I gave so much of a shit about what other people thought, that's how I lived my life. You know, the clothes I wore, the food I ate, the places I went to, was like, oh, well, if I go there, will they think? If I go there, will they think? And I'm still, you know, I talked at the start about my ex. He was a massive part of that. You know, I put him on a pedestal, and so even now, even to this day, I'm like, oh, I wonder what they would think about what I'm doing. And it's like, no, Adam, let's move into your, you know, what do you think? But that's easier said than done. You know, people say, just be yourself. And I was at a seminar, bizarrely, the other night, with the guy that I'm staying here with. He said, come along to this seminar, it's about how to live your life more fully. And it was so fitting, because at the start, he's like, people say to you, just be yourself. And that's great, but who the fuck am I? So, you know, I don't want to dramatise it too much. I'm comfortable with the ambiguity, but certainly at this stage, I'm thinking, I know I don't want to go back to the life that I had before. before I came away travelling. I feel a lot more kind of, before I think I was neurotic. I genuinely think I was like on the edge of a breakdown, and now I feel like I'm able to consider these thoughts in a much more kind of measured way, and I know what's going on, and I journal about it, and I kind of try to work it out. But yeah, it's a strange one. So I've whittled on for 10 minutes again. I always say I'm going to do 5, but it always turns into more. But I just to let you all know, this is, I guess, the next chapter in the journey. The depression seems to be kind of like steady at the moment, so it's not kind of owning me like it has done before. I'm able to appreciate the good things around me, and for the next week or so I'm just taking some time out in LA, just a break from travel, just chilling out, just hanging out in the neighborhood, going getting coffee, lunch, not forcing myself to be a tourist or anything like that, just trying to kind of just take some stock of what's happened. So there you go. There's my latest digital download. It's a bit waffly. I had a couple of themes that I wanted to talk about. I've not really talked about them, but look out for the blog on relationships and expectations and responsibility, because that for me is something that's kind of chewing over my head at the moment. And everywhere I look, and every relationship I look at, not every relationship, but a lot of relationships I look at, I think that's not a functional relationship. You're not taking responsibility for your stuff, and you're not taking responsibility for your stuff. And actually, there's a different way of doing it, I think. And I'm going to blog about that. So that's it. That's all I've got to say. You'll be pleased to hear. Thank you so much for supporting me. I get messages. I'm not a celebrity or anything like that, but I get, a couple of 3 messages after each one of these blogs of support, and they mean the world to me, because as I said before, if even just one person reads these, kind of resonates with what I'm saying, and it means something to them, then that's enough. I'll keep doing it. And selfishly, if no one's watching it, then I'll still keep doing it, because I find it cathartic as well. But thank you genuinely for taking the time out to watch the video and read the blog, and send a message to me, because it's not easy at times. I sometimes feel like I'm being quite self-indulgent doing this stuff, but I hold on to the fact that no, there are people here that are fighting the same battles as me, and they might just get something from knowing that they're not alone. So I love you all. I'm missing my family so much, and good friends so much, but I know this is where I need to be right now, and it's a good place. So take care, everyone. I hope you're all safe back home. Love you all. Good night.